From surviving using only Lego weapons, to building a Lego house with nothing but Technic Construction sets. These are the hardest Lego challenges I've tried. It makes you guys stick to the end for a sneak peek of the new studio, because it's coming along. Starting with designing 3 Lego sets in under 24 hours. I'm a Lego inventor, and today my goal is to design 3 custom Lego builds and post them on Lego Ideas so they have a chance of becoming actual real Lego sets. And I'm gonna design all 3 of these in the next 24 hours. At least that's the plan. So for my first set idea, I really want to build something science related. My idea is to build a Lego science lab kit with a working centrifuge, maybe some test tubes with liquid inside, and even a beaker on top of Bunsen burner with a special play feature. Let's start by building some beakers. So I have a bunch of clear pieces here, and I'm thinking if we use these half cylinders, we can stack them up in such a way to make a beaker. And then to make the round end on this thing, we'll just use some of these. Just add a plate, and then this piece to the other side. So we have a test tube like this, and we can put this in our test tube stand. Let's build a couple more of those, and then see if we can figure out a way to fill them so it'll look more sciencey. If we take colored Lego studs, fill these and make it look like liquid. We're actually gonna need a lot of these. So if you don't know how Lego Ideas works, basically you can upload a custom Lego build, and then if it gets 10,000 votes, it goes into a review stage where it actually has a chance to become a real Lego set. And so we want to really work hard to design these as good as we can, so that it's kind of like a finished product. Okay, so now that we have all 3 of our beakers filled, we can build a stand. It's basically just going to be a gray stand that comes up about this far. So we'll build 2 legs, and on top of the legs, we'll add some of these little round bricks. That way we can attach axles into the Technic pieces. To build the area where the test tubes actually go, I'm just gonna lock together an area with plates, and then I'm just gonna install some of these rubber pieces in here so they're hidden, and then theoretically this will get pinched between those, and there'll be enough friction for it to stay. Take our test tube, push it through, and it stays kinda, that should be pretty good actually. Now we can slide our test tubes in, and the rubber pieces grip them flawlessly, which is great. And we have a test tube holder, and now it's holding our chemicals. This is actually so sick, and it's not super wobbly. So now we have the first part of our set, the test tubes, which didn't take that long, only an hour. Next I'm gonna build a beaker in the Bunsen burner, and I have a really easy idea for that. That's gonna make the flame kind of flip up. So for the beaker, I'm just gonna take some of these pieces, which aren't super big, like that, and then stack those together. We can just use one of these 6x6 plates. Add the next one. Add a few of these little slopes, and boom. All right, so now we have our beaker. And for the burner that's gonna hold this thing up, we're just gonna build something really simple. I'm gonna start with a base about this size. We're gonna build a small flame with a little lever on the back that pushes the flame up so it looks like it's turning on. That'll be like the play feature because, you know, kids and adults love play features. So we need a flame piece. It's too big. That's too big. Not quite. It could work. My plan is to give this piece here and then have this kind of pop up through there. I think I got it. All we need is to attach this to this. This thing goes on here, and this attaches. Man, play features are hard to design, which is coming from me. Watch this, guys. There we have our play feature. It flicks up and it goes back down. So now you can kind of adjust how hot the Bunsen burner is. It's a play feature, it's cool, I love it. We'll attach this to here, and then all we gotta do is simply make something to hold this up, and that's really easy. This thing, as you can see, just sits right up there, so you can heat up your whatever. So now we have this one. Next up for the science lab, I'm gonna build a centrifuge. And a centrifuge is basically a thing that spins super fast, and it uses centrifugal force to actually push particles against the edges of test tubes and separate blood and other liquids. Grab a battery box. We're gonna use a small motor for this one. All we gotta do is plug in the motor to the battery box like this, and simply turn it on, and as you can see, the motor spins. So we just wanna take that and make it spin 2 of these test tubes, like this, in the centrifugal, basically around itself. If we add a couple of these pieces with the Technic holes in them, we can actually make these swing. We just assemble this, add this here, we attach these things, and we'll create a little base for this obviously, but we have a centrifuge. Pretty cool. And now as you can see, as this slows down, they fall back down to normal. We'll just need to upgrade the joint. Now we can build this into a base and make it look like an actual centrifuge. We'll attach the motor to this 90-degree actuator. Cool. Now we just gotta build up the kind of design around this thing, which is gonna be pretty simple. Just do this maybe, kind of make it work somehow. Okay, so I just finished the centrifuge, and as you can see, it works. It just has a little button right here that's attached to the battery box. Just slides out like this, and you can see the button simply just presses the green button, and it presses it like that. So the first set is done, complete with a centrifuge that actually spins. We got our test tubes, and on the Bunsen burner, we have the special play feature. which means next we gotta build set number 2. We are 3 hours and 40 minutes in. We still got quite a bit of time, which is good. For the next custom set, I wanna build a Lego microscope. It'll have several moving parts and play features, and it'll be life-size so it looks like the real thing. I think it'll be pretty cool. For the microscope, I'm gonna start with the pieces I know I need to use for scale, which in this case is going to be the little thing you look into, like this. So this will be the thing you look into, and then on the other side, of the same diameter, we have these pieces. We'll make the lenses using a couple of these pieces. So that can go on the end like that. So there we go, now we have 3 different lengths of that. Yo, what are the chances we can get this to actually work? Because you can see through this piece, and you can see through this piece. It does magnify it. Check it out, this is like a lens shape. If you look through it, it actually magnifies. Okay, that's actually super cool. So we could probably do this. You'll be able to look through this part with the little magnifying glass right here. Then you can just slide in the slides right here instead of down below. It'll be like a play feature. I seriously see this actually becoming a real set. Okay, so I just finished these 2 pieces, and if we just snap them together, I got this piece here. And then this thing sticks right here, rotates like this, which is perfect. And then this will just be attached to, but this will be attached to the rest of the arm. So that's the next step, is to build out the arm, and then once I get down to the area where we have the rising platform, I'll build a little thing to make it go up and down. Okay, so here's my plan. It's the end of day 1. I'm still working on this microscope. You can tell I'm really tired. So I'm gonna finish this one in the morning as the second set, and tomorrow we gotta build set number 3. I'm not gonna give up. We've been building for 5 hours, 17 minutes, but we can do this. This thing is gonna be super cool when it's finished. All right, start of day number 2. So I'm gonna finish this up and then build a thing to actually make the tray rise and fall so that you can actually focus it. So to do that, if I take a regular gear and put it in with this worm gear, we put this through here, we'll attach a 90-degree actuator, and that'll make it so we can put the knob on the side instead of on the top. We attach that like so. Just put this in here, just like that. So now it turns the thing. So this will go on the side. And then what we gotta do is just attach this bad boy to an axle, and check this out. Turn this, it goes down, turn this way, it goes up. So now we just need a simple thing to actually push up and down. Yo, that's perfect. Check it out. Now it goes up and down. All right, so now we just need to hide a little bit of mechanics down there. We'll just make this look a little nicer. Okay, so we almost got this thing done, but I decided to add a light. My plan is to take these power functions lights on a tiny battery box like this, turn them on, and these will shine up through the bottom so you can see whatever slide or whatever you put there. Yeah, I'm just gonna put these in here, put this kind of around it, make sure these face in the general direction of up. And for the lens, I'm just gonna use this clear parabolic disc. And there we go, we have a light. And the battery box we can actually hide right here. All right, so I got the microscope done. I just want to create a custom sticker real quick. So here, as you can see, I printed out a little thing of bacteria or whatever, honestly. So I'm gonna take these 2 tiles and tape it into place so it'll kind of become a custom sticker. And then when you view it in the slide, you'll be able to see the molecules. All right, and now we have our custom slide. Put it in this little door window thing here. And now the light shining through here should allow us to see it. Hey, okay, it works, you can see it. That's so cool. If I shine this here, now you can see into the microscope, and it's magnified by like at least 0.1 or something. So this is our microscope. You can see it's complete with a working microscope up top. You can also take the slides and put it under the actual microscope. This thing turns around and you can view it from any angle. My favorite part, if you put this down a little bit, it triggers the light switch, which just presses that little battery box under there, turns that on and off, and you can bring it up to be closer to this thing, which spins around and you can switch from different magnifications. This is such a cool set, honestly. Literally, I would really love to see this become an actual Lego set with like actual slides and stuff, because that would be super cool. This is my favorite so far, which means set number 2 is done and very sturdy, and we can move on to set number 3. It's 10:50 right now, which means we have 2 hours and 10 minutes left to design the 3rd set. I think we can do it though. All right, so for the 3rd build, I had the idea to build something based on something I've already created, but kind of reinvented. A few weeks ago, I built this Lego hologram display that you put your iPhone in. As you can see, a little Lego hologram reflecting from the 45-degree angle. It's not designed super well. I'm gonna make some improvements and redesign this so you can fit any phone. And this set would have a couple different holograms you could build, and maybe like an app or something you can use on your phone or tablet to display different things. That's the idea. So we're gonna start by building a screen. I'm just gonna kind of go with the same one as last time. I'm gonna use these Lego window pieces because they work super well and they're flat on one side. So we'll just snap together some of these window pieces, like so. Right there. That should work. And then we got these two Technic pieces on the sides here so we can actually hinge it on the thing. To build the case for the phone, I'm gonna kind of reverse engineer this thing, which is pretty good, but like it has a couple issues. One being this snaps off. Two being you have to take these pieces off in order to put your phone in. So I'm gonna redesign that. All right, so now your phone fits in there like that, and then we just need to build something that pushes against the side of the phone to pinch it into place. Now the phone doesn't move around. You still close it like this, except you don't want to do that because then the phone will fall out. So instead of this being something that wraps around your phone, this is something that just sits on the table. And to spice it up, we can even include this in the set. This one actually goes on your iPad and reflects from 4 different sides, so we can include this as like a 3-in-1. So Lego Holograms, the set. I'm just gonna add a few more details of this, and hopefully we should have it done. All right guys, with about 45 minutes to spare, we have our third Lego set. So with this one, your phone fits in here, like that. It'll work for different sizes of phones because of these little twisty things here. This thing folds like this, and then on the back, we got some cool details. The second one, I just added a few little upgrades to our hologram prism. And for the third one, I have this, which is a tiny mini one. You can just set on your phone like this, and then you can watch your hologram. And this one folds so you can put it in your pocket or whatever. Just like that. So there we have our 3 Lego set ideas. Now the next step is to actually post them to Lego Ideas. All right, so I just finished taking pictures of all the sets, right? So I got pictures of this, and I used sort of a background. It doesn't look super nice, but I got the photos up here, and the next thing I need to do is Photoshop them and basically remove the backdrops and stuff. Then all I gotta do is upload it to Lego Ideas, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so it's like 5 hours later right now. After a bunch of photoshopping that is now relevant because it's not working, they keep denying my uploads. Every time I try it, I get the same email. 1 or more of your images have been determined to be of low quality. I literally took them on the most beautiful backdrop ever. It keeps denying it. I've put it up 5 times. I don't know what to do. All right guys, finally after like 2 weeks, I got them all 3 uploaded, and this is what we have. First one we have is the Lego Science Lab kit. As you can see, it's on Lego Ideas, already has 189 supporters. Also wrote a description for each one. This Lego Science Lab kit will make you feel like a true scientist. This set includes a working centrifuge that spins rapidly when you flip the red switch on the front,
a test tube holder with Lego rubber pieces to hold the tubes in place, and a Bunsen burner with a working flame control knob.
So we have the Science Lab kit, and then probably my favorite, the Lego microscope, which is super cool. It even has a little slide thing and pictures of like what it would look like. This Lego microscope with its revolving lens and raising stage would make any science fan excited. Yeah, the Lego microscope is pretty cool. And last but not least, the working Lego holograms did actually get approved, which I did not expect. I totally thought they were gonna turn it down, but they did. So working Lego holograms, that's super cool. I kind of pitched it as like, most people have phones already, so you could put this on top and then just use like a Lego app or a QR code. If you wanna see any of these as a Lego set genuinely, not with like me saying, hey, go support that, click the second link down in the description. All you gotta do is create a free account on Lego Ideas, and then you can just vote for them. But that's it guys, we designed 3 Lego sets in 24 hours. Today I'm going to be surviving out in the wild using only Lego gear. I have 6 hours to build all of my weapons and tools before I'll be transported somewhere in the Rocky Mountains to survive. So let's head to the brick lab. Okay, so here's some of the things we're gonna need to survive. We're gonna need a sword, a compass, a survival pack to hold all the stuff in, maybe like a knife, like a nice little knife. Also some Technic binds so we can make like a fort, so we can like bind stuff together. So the first thing we're gonna do is build a nice machete sword with this cool technique. Grab some of these. Aha. Here's one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these, and essentially we're gonna make 2 long pillars, which we're going to connect, and then on the sides of those we can do other pieces, which you'll see in just a second. We've already spent 10 minutes looking for these pieces, and we only have 6 hours, so we need to kind of hurry this up. Okay, so now that we have this big long thing, we're going to lock it. We're gonna lock it together with plates on the side. So check this out. All we're gonna do, we're going to go like this, and we're just gonna lock it together like that. No one is going to know it's made of Lego because it's gonna be so freaking strong. And then we'll just, you know, build the curve shape on the outside using plates or bricks, or both. See that? Now we can, yeah, so like I said, we're gonna reinforce this with plates. Nice. And then to add a sharp point, we'll just use some of these good old cheese slopes here. For the handle, we're going to do the same thing with those brackets, but this way, and then we can make a good looking handle that's kind of round, I guess. All right, here we have our survival sword. I mean, it's pretty strong. Honestly, we can cut down some good brush, as they say in the wild with this. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, now to make a portable compass, we're gonna need very few items. We're going to need a needle, single needle like this. We're going to pinch that in between 2 Lego pieces, like this. And then we're gonna take this, we're gonna float it in water. And this is like one of the best ways to get water in a Lego thing. Pour some water in there. Make sure you fill up the bottom part so it doesn't leak out, but it probably still will. This should point that way, that's north. Tip of this needle should point over there in a second. Looking at the eye of the needle pointing there. And there we go. And that is how you make a compass. You can also do that with a piece of cork instead of the Lego, but you know, we'll just make sure to bring some water with us when we survive. Or hopefully. Now we're gonna build a survival pack. It's gonna be a simple bag. We can put the strap over our shoulder, and then we can hold like our knife in it, and our compass, and all that gear, and I think I know just how. You guessed it, wedge, or what are these called? A mixel joint. So we're gonna build a bag shape out of mixel joints, and then a big strap out of these. So let's start on the big strap first, because why not? Okay, on the bottoms of these, we'll attach them with plates. Okay, good. Look at that, guys. You just sling this over your shoulder, and there we have a strap thingy that will hold up maybe even our sword, but for sure our bag. Okay, we got our strap. Let's build the bag. So first, we do this. And then we build a bunch more of these and connect them, and on top we put some nice brown so it looks like a bag. You hear what I'm saying there? Okay. Look at that satchel. It's called a satchel shape. And now we just need to make this a lot bigger and attach that to it. Okay, now we have our big bag. All we have to do is connect this like that, and then here's our bag. Now we can travel, put it on backwards. Now we can travel and take stuff out of our knapsack. We can put our compass in the knapsack, and then we're all good to go. So the last thing we're gonna build is a knife. You know, originally there was this cool whole montage about this piece, and then I realized my camera wasn't recording. So just imagine what I did earlier, but at a smaller scale and with different color pieces. And here we are. Nice. We're gonna add some jagged edges because it's a knife, mate. That's what knives have. Check out this knife we built, guys. It is a steak knife, all right? You can cut some good steaks with this. This is what I learned from Captain America. All right, I just finished building. Now we can stop the timer and go to the location. All right, guys, here we are. We just got dropped. Gonna put on my satchel, which has broken multiple times, and show you my gear. I have this nice sword, this beautiful knife, which would be good for, you know, protecting myself. I literally heard a couple mountain lions already. Not even kidding, there's cougars out here, okay? So, and then I got my survival pack with my hat and everything in here. I have little tubes to collect the stuff I need to get. So I need to get a couple different plants to bring back because it belongs in a museum, all right? Now it's time to survive. Our goal is to make it to a bike that is like 2 miles that way, roughly. I heard we have to survive and collect some things on the way. So here we go. Okay, so our first goal is we need a shelter. I don't know why, but I have the urge to build one. So the 3 important things about survival is shelter. Crap, what was the other things? So we need to find a good place to set up camp. And that right there looks like a really nice place. Let's head up there. Whoa, that is a long fall. We don't want to fall down there. This is a beautiful area. You can see there's already this nice trail that the animals definitely made, not humans. Right here on the edge of this sheer cliff looks like the perfect place to set up a fort. So we got 3 trees here. We need to gather some sticks and bring them back to this place. And then we need to set up a sort of overhead thing. We got this big stick. Now, so that doesn't fall down, we're gonna use our Lego binds. We're gonna take these, make a loop to hold this together. There we have our Lego bind, and this thing isn't going anywhere. Genius. All right, so you can see my beautiful Lego Technic tie for my fort. But while I was building this fort, I kind of realized
I don't really want to be here. The goal is to get to the obstacle, so I'm also getting heat stroke. So we're gonna just go straight for the bike, because I want to get out of here. You know, I'm stranded in the wild. I don't need to be under a tree. But now you know how to build a Lego tree. Okay, so in order to understand which direction we need to go, we're going to use a Lego compass. Now, you could just use the sun and realize that it rises in the east and sets in the west. But since it's kind of midday right now and we have a compass, we're gonna use a compass, okay? So inside of our bag, at the very bottom, we have a compass kit. Now, this compass kit is very useful. So we have it right there and we have our water bottle. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour a bunch of water in there, and we wanna be heading west. So it's going to be just to the left of north. And then we're going to take our needle with our Lego pieces in it, put it upside down, and see which way it points. It's pointing that way. So we need to head that way, just down the path there. Really handy kit if you have a few Lego pieces, a needle, and some water. But don't waste your water, you know, put it back in your cup so you don't die of thirst. So now we're off to collect our samples. We need a sample of a yellow flower, and a sample of a red flower. Let's get those. Hopefully, we won't get attacked by anything. It is hot out here. Look what we've found. Those are cactuses. And we don't like cactuses, so got them. So let's grab our knife, take it, and there we go. Put it in the sample jar. Take this, put it right in there, and now we have a yellow daffodilio flower, so that's good. Let's get back on the road. So we have a couple options here. We could go straight, or we could go that way. Going straight seems all right. It's gonna be really hot though, so we might venture through the brush. In fact, we will. Here we go. I just heard someone galloping. Gosh, there it is again. We gotta get through this. I'm out. We're going. All right. Watching my back. You guys are watching my back, right? We're predators. Okay. We made it across. This might have been a bad idea. How do we get out of this? I have to high get up that hill. Guess that's what my knife's for. I'll lose this backpack. Come on. You can make it. Come on. Don't fall to your demise. Oh, there's red ants everywhere. We made it. That was actually quite the journey. It was tough. Good thing we built that survival knife, guys. Look at that. That thing just went right into the dirt. Okay. Get my stuff together now. We got that. We got our sword. All right, here we go. We just gotta make it. It's the next set of trees, which is pretty far away. But we're on our way, and we're doing good. We still need to find a red flower and get some other samples. What is that? What? You guys see it? What the heck? That's gotta be the coolest mushroom I've ever seen. Here's our second tube for the red flower. All right, there it is. Now, all right, now we have the flower in there just like that. So, put it back in the bag. Ouch, cut my hand. I forgot to build a first aid kit. This is awkward. I wanna be honest, the most useful tool so far was the knife for getting up that hill. That was really hard. Also, I had this backpack on. Also, I had, by the way, the backpack's just full of filming equipment. I had to lug it around. Also, the satchel, which, you know, is sort of breaking apart as it is. The sword has been pretty useful. Not really, it's more for like real predators. Look at that beautiful view. Look at that bird. Look at that gorgeous view, you guys. We are really, really close. Not gonna lie, I got lost for a minute there. Ooh, guys, I found wildlife. I don't know if you guys can see him. Look over there, there's some deer. We gotta take a break over here. What the heck is that? I got you guys so good. Okay, this seems like a good place. Let's take a little break. There's no source of water out here, and it's not gonna rain anytime soon. There's water in my bag, but I'm not going to drink it. Guys, I seriously keep hearing something like purring. I wonder if the camera caught that up. We're almost there. We gotta walk quite a bit farther, but we're doing good. I'm done being in the wild. This is miserable. We're on our way out. Here comes the fun part. Mountain Lion Valley. I just gave it that name just now because look at it. There's literally footprints that are definitely not mine from coming out here. Look at that, it's like a tree, or it's like a seat. So I know we are heading east, so I don't need to check the compass, or west. We're heading west, and here we go. We're just coming up on an opening here, so here we go. The bike's around here somewhere. Now we just gotta find it. Pretty sure I know where it is. Almost there, I think. I'm a little lost. The bike should be just up ahead, you guys. We're almost there. I see it. Yes, 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 yes. Glad I'm not wearing Lego shoes, am I right? That's our way out of here. And from there, I should have the coordinates to get where I need to go. Yes, incline Genesis. Freaking sweat bee.
Inside this block of ice is a rare Lego minifigure worth $300. And my goal is to break it out in 1 hour using only Lego tools. And if I can't free the Lego Jango Fett minifigure that's in here, I'm gonna give it away to a random viewer. But if I can, then I'm keeping it. Let's build the first tool. All right, so the first tool I'm gonna build is a chisel and hammer. So for the chisel, we need to find a piece that's long and made up of one mold to actually not break. I think one of these pieces should work. Maybe even a brick separator, because it's got that nice sharp edge. Oh, this will work good too. So now on the end of each of these, we just have to connect a couple bricks to make an area we can strike with our hammer, which we'll need to build next. Now we can strike this with a hammer, and then we'll just do the same thing for these. Yeah. Put it through there. So now we have our chisel set, and these are all each good for different purposes. This one's nice because it's flimsy. Now I get to build a hammer. To build a handle, all we gotta do is attach a couple Technic pieces, like so. What's great about this is it'll make it strong and not floppy, hopefully. We gotta figure out how to do the hammerhead. We do need to fill the inside with a weight. Coins! Wow, thanks, Dad. Now we can fit coins inside the cavities here. And then we'll add the details and stuff to the handle and make it look good. Throw in a couple of these. You gotta stuff this thing full of coins, even though it's gonna be super heavy and
Possibly hard to swing.
you may be saying, this isn't a Lego tool. Yes, it is. Just because it uses weight.
Doesn't make it not Lego.
See a few more plates to lock together this side. Cool, now we just gotta refine this, make it look a little bit better with a nicer handle, and we should be good to go. All right, so now we have our hammer, which looks a lot like Thor. And we have our chisels. We can test this out on the block of ice, see if we can make some progress. We're gonna use this for 15 minutes, and then we'll build the next one. Timer's going. Let's see what we can do here. Hey, we just gotta get the small chunks off. Hey, we're making some good progress. Well, there goes our hammer. We can rebuild. There we go. Look at that. Ow! You can almost see to the minifigure. This little yellow thing kind of works. I should look away while I'm using the hammer. Hey, there's a good chunk. We're getting so close. Not really, but we're making good progress with this yellow chisel so far. It is breaking, but the front of it is perfect because it's all one piece. So now I'm just gonna keep going at this corner, hopefully get closer in there. You can see my chisel is just done for. It's totally bending, but it's working super well. 9 more seconds. I'm just gonna switch the tool because I wanna keep using this later, but I think another tool is gonna come in real handy. Next tool. The next thing we're gonna make is a saw, because I'm thinking if we were able to saw little chunks away from the ice, that'll actually help us to be able to get closer to the minifigure. If we say take something like this, and then we put a bunch of cheese wedges on it, these little things, we get the right shape for a saw, but I'm pretty sure these are just gonna break off. So instead of doing this, we're just gonna take these pieces. These are pretty cool. These are basically the same thing, except we can put all these in a line. We know these pieces can go on here maybe, and if we do 2 plates in between each brick, which means we can lock them together. I wanna make a saw about this big, and it's gonna be a hand saw, so theoretically if we build a bunch of these, they should stack. So that's the plan. Check it out, guys, a saw. Now to lock this together, we'll use these. Connect this here, like that. You have to make sure the one on this side. Let's connect it all and see. We have our saw blade. Now we gotta build a handle, and as you can see, I implanted these little Technic bricks in here so we can attach the handle. We'll just add a Technic brick, and we can just build out a handle. I just finished building the saw, and as you can see, What else could I saw? It saws, right? It's a saw. It should hopefully saw through some ice, so let's go try it. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but hey, let's just, wow, this is actually working. Okay, I think if we just use it wisely, we just pick a point and we just saw. Now we just saw in the side right there. It's doing pretty well. I mean, it's not breaking, which is great. Let's just keep going into this corner. Why? I designed it like an idiot, that's why. My plan is to use the chisel and hammer and go into this little crevice right here we've created. The minifigure is in the very center. We're already almost halfway done. Oh gosh. Look at that. Look, we can put our whole finger in there. What if we do it around the sides too? Okay, now, chisel. We'll use this guy. If we can get in the crack. Ah, the chisel's gone. It was working, and then all of a sudden it just bent so much that it broke. We have a couple more that aren't as good, but it'll still work. We're making progress on this side right here. We got 3 minutes before it switches. I'm just gonna try and crack this top part off. There's already a crack that goes around, but it like remelded. All right, we can switch to our next tool. For the next tool, we're going to build a drill. And drills are really cool because it seems like less work. So earlier I discovered this piece, which is like a little bionicle piece, but it has a drill shape. Let me attach to a motor and show you. We're going to need a motor and a battery box, probably a switch too. So if we attach this to this, and then we attach this to this, there we go. Now the switch triggers the motor. Now we just have to insert this drill in here. Tell me that's not a drill right there. So now, my favorite thing to do with these switches, since they're so annoying, is to take 2 of these pieces and a little stopper, and now it can't turn back the other way, so it can only turn one way. So that works good. And then if we just steal something like this, connect that there, put that on there, and then this thing right there, we have a switch, or in our case, maybe even a trigger. Probably gonna attach this like this, that like that, and put that right there. Okay, so I finally figured out the trigger. Now we just gotta attach this right here. Bam, bam. Look, so now what we need to do is we need to actually take this and put this in the handle. Take one of these, flop it around, go right there. Then we just need to hinge it from the bottom side too. Now, if we just add a couple snot bricks on the sides, we can really add some details to this and make it look pretty cool. All right, so here we have our drill. It's done, it works, it drills. I don't know if it'll do much, but we'll see. Before we do that though, you guys, make sure you check out this video's sponsor, Krazy Kai's Bricklink store, for your Lego brick needs. They sell new and used Lego pieces, and you can check out what they have in stock by clicking the first link down in the description. They're super awesome. If you want to increase your Lego collection, that's a good way to do it. Now let's test this out. Here we go. Hello. There we go. It's kind of working. This is the weakest drill I've ever made. Hey guys, I don't think it's working. Yeah, this thing doesn't work. We tried. We're going to go back to the saw and the chisels now. I think we just gotta start wailing on it. We're getting somewhere. We're not getting very close, but it's still somewhere. Look, we got this whole side right here being worked on. We just have to crack the top off, and I think the minifigure should be in the very center. I don't see any other way of us getting it out. Don't do this with your dad's saw. He won't approve. I gotta remember $300 is on the line. We got 12 seconds, so we can build another tool. Switch to that one. Once I can get that, I think the minifigure's right there. And we're so close. We can switch, yes. The next thing we're gonna build is an ice pick. So the difference between a pickaxe and an ice pick is very distinct, and that's about all I know about ice picks. So we need to start by building the blade. To build the blade, we're gonna need gray plates. We're gonna start by just connecting a few to get the length of our pickaxe. Let's go like that. That'll be our length. We're gonna leave 2 plates in between, and we can add the connection bricks, which are Technic, right about there. This is kind of how you build tools. You build the connections with Technic, and then you build the rest of it out of bricks and plates and stuff. And then if there's any difficult shapes, you can use brackets or snot bricks. It's basically the same thing. All right, so we need some teeth that come back so we can do this. Let's put that there. We'll add this. So now we have the first tooth. So now we just gotta keep building up the shape until it gets to the right place and locking it down using plates and stuff. Okay, so we have the pick shape, which is this, basically. Now to build the handle, I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the hammer, connect a few Technic pieces, and then use brackets on the side. I'm gonna build an orange handle for this thing. In the middle of this, we'll throw some plates. This is illegal, by the way, don't do this. Okay, so now we got this attached here, which means this is 3 wide. So, theoretically, if we keep going with some Technic bricks down here, we should be able to connect them with some of these, and we can attach a plate on each one. All right, so I got the basic thing locked together with some plates, and now I'm gonna add a couple of these slopes. And also, I'm gonna include this one, which is the official LEGO Arctic Explorer sticker, which is pretty cool. To make it look super sick, we just add one of these right here. There we go, we have an ice pick. Let's go pick some stuff. All right, the final tool. Here we go, ice pick. Oh, I was so confident in this too. Oh no, it's just, everything's breaking apart. Uh-oh, that's not good. Come on. There's a little area in there. Oh, I forgot we had this. So close, I think we just do this. No! Yes. I'm really trying. I really like this minifigure too. 3 minutes. If we had our hammer. Well, 1 hour and I couldn't get it out. Which means we can actually break into it now and prove that it's in there. And that's what I couldn't do. And there he is, Lego Jango Fit. To conclude, although Lego tools are super cool, they are not super functional. Literally every one of them broke. I couldn't get the minifigure out in an hour, which means I am gonna give it away. Today I'm gonna build a Lego security system to protect this Lego safe, which has an extremely rare minifigure inside it. And then I'm gonna test it out to see if I can actually stop a burglar I hired to try and steal the minifigure. And I'm putting the safe at the end of this room so we can build out the security system from there. First, I want to add something under this window. I want to do something kind of Home Alone style and put a bunch of random bricks that he'll have to walk over, which is only slightly evil, but the whole point of this is to deter people from breaking in, so. I hired a real burglar, not my friend, to break into this room, so we're gonna see if it actually works. But we got a bunch of traps to build first. So the first thing I want to build is a Lego turret that actually tracks people and can aim and shoot. So we basically need a mechanism that's going to store energy and then release it really fast, powered by Lego motors. So basically if we take this as our like firing pin, and then we wrap a rubber band around it, this will create the barrel where it's actually going to fire. Then we just need to cover the top of the barrel with some pieces like this. Now if we got our little firing pin in there, this thing can go back and be released. And then if we have this special wheel piece right here, when the motor turns, it'll actually push this piece back, and when it gets to a certain point, it will release it, just like that. Does it work? This worked like 8 minutes ago. I told you guys, it's a rough prototype. It's not entirely working. Now if we just build up this little thing that will catch it a little bit stronger, let's see. So we just need to build up a quick gravity-fed magazine, and I think this will work. So I built up this magazine, it holds around 30 rounds, and we just snap it in place. And then, I mean, it technically worked. Problem is I can't really see what's going on, and I'd like to see why the firing pin isn't, like why there's too many going in there. Maybe I shoot it in slow-mo and then we can see. So looking at the slow motion footage, the first issue I solved was just adding a simple cover because they were bouncing out and flying everywhere. And then the other one is when this thing's actually firing, and you have it at an angle, which the turret is gonna be at an angle because it's gonna have motors that move it all around, firing pin moves back far enough to allow 2 to fall down into the chamber before it stops them, making it shoot 2 at once, which is cool, but it causes jamming and other stuff like that. because the ammunition is Lego Technic, it's the same size as a Technic beam, which is what the firing pin is. I'm just gonna rebuild this using an axle for the firing pin, and hopefully that should fix the problem. So check it out, with this new pin, we can slide it through here, and now these things cannot fit back behind this yellow piece. Here we go. Dude, let's go. So the next step is to add Lego Mindstorms to this so we can move it around and actually code it to track targets. Plug in our motors, hook them up to this guy. Now we just need to make it move up and down and then rotate. And when we code this, you can tell this what to do. So to make it turn, I'm gonna attach a motor to this thing, and that'll spin the gear, which will make it go like this. And then we'll add another motor to this axle to make it go up and down. We're also gonna need to build a camera into the base so that this thing can actually track people. So I just hooked this up to the motor, and now the motor can control the spinning of this top piece, which will attach to the turret. So we can put this in the base. To make this thing hinge up and down, we're just gonna use a worm gear, I think, because if we hook it up to the motor, it'll actually make it so the weight of the turret won't affect how it stays up in the air, because with the worm gear, you can't turn the actual gear, you can only turn the worm gear. To connect them, I'm gonna slap these together. I just happen to need a medium motor, and there just happens to be one right there, just like that. Since it's a worm gear, it doesn't need to be that powerful because the worm gear carries so much torque. Oh yeah. Perfect, dude. All we gotta do for this is build up the base and then we can code it. To actually program the turret, I'm calling my friend Sten from Creative Mindstorms to help me out. He's extremely smart when it comes to programming.
Do you know what we're doing right now?
Of course I know what we're doing. We're making an awesome video for YouTube, sharing our Lego adventures.
And he's done several projects with face tracking on his channel that I definitely recommend you check out. This is what the code looks like. I have no idea what any of it means, so I'm gonna let Sten explain how it works.
So the way this works is that both the Mindstorms and the GoPro are connected to a laptop, with the laptop running the actual code. And the GoPro is just always looking for a person to step into the room. As soon as it detects someone, you will see that the status changes to tracking, and it will grab the X and Y coordinates of the person's chest. And now it will move towards the person until its angle is spot on. At this point the crosshair turns green and the turret starts shooting.
So it's working. It's tracking me. Yeah, it does go up. Doesn't see me. Oh shoot.
Oh, okay.
That actually works. Let's go. Now we have to do is set it up in the room and set the perimeters to be precise so that it actually aims. Okay, so we've got our turret here. As you can see, it has a lot of room. I think this holds like 120 rounds, so that's sick. So I'm gonna set this up in this corner, and this should track the guy coming in, and it should move around. And then we'll plug in the GoPro to the computer, and hopefully this will deter him enough from stealing the safe. And the safe I'm actually using for this is utilizing the old unbreakable safe mechanism, and if you randomize the combination, this thing cannot slide back in to unlock the safe. So these pieces will still be in the wall. So all you have to do is line these up using the secret combination. And all three of those slide into place like that. Obviously, I'm not leaving instructions for this. I don't even think that we're gonna be able to open the safe, but that's okay. That's more security. We got this $800 Zebra Batman collectible minifigure we're gonna put in here. And then if they're able to steal this, I'm gonna give it away to one of you guys. But if they're not, I get to keep it. I doubt they're gonna be able to get it open. The next thing I wanna build are some bear traps over in this area here so that it'll actually act as a deterrent and basically stop him from wanting to come this way. So I've got some pieces here, and my plan is to build a bunch of little sharp spikes like that. So I have a bunch of these little clicky hinges, and my thought is if I just connect them like that, we build a bunch of these spikes and put them on here, and then create two little half circles that will clamp shut and have claws on them if you step in it. That way, it'll be dangerous. Check it out. That looks kind of painful, to be honest. We've got to build a bunch of these and connect them end to end. Number one. Okay, now we have all these, as you can see. And that's as far as my plan went. So, just gotta come up with a mechanism that when you step on it, it will snap and close around you. This is really hard. Basically, I'm building these hinges on each side that will actually make this thing fling up. But we need tension, so I'm using these rubber bands. And that is not the best thing to use on these. It's all trial and error, basically. It's not gonna sit flat, exactly. I'm just gonna keep building and see what I can come up with. Finally got the mechanism here. Check this out. You take this and you set it by pushing this down, and then you just pop this over and snap it into place. And that holds. And then as soon as you click this thing here, it releases it. So we're walking, and it got me. I'm so proud. Hey, it's a deterrent, okay? It's not gonna actually stop it. It's great, okay? I'm happy with it. I'm proud of it. Why do I keep saying this like it's not true? We just have to build more so I can be proud of those too.
Perfect. So we got some bear traps. We can install these right here. And the way you actually prime these to install them is you actually just pull this way, and then you click this in, and you do the same on the other side. Sometimes it snaps open and hits you in the eye. But if you wear eye protection, which I'm totally not doing, then we just prime this thing in place like that. So anyone who touches this will set it off, and it'll like that. Nice. Okay. And I also built a bunch of these tiny little ones, which basically will just be sharp to step on. So I'm gonna scatter these around so it'll be harder to avoid them. This is so evil. Hopefully he'll step on one of them. And after the bear traps, we come around to this little passageway where I want to install a laser tripwire system. I have an idea of how we can actually make this work with Lego Mindstorms, and I think it'll be really cool.
And to do that, we're gonna need an EV3, a laser, and one of these little EV3 light sensors. And then if we go to this page on here, we can see what is coming in. As you can see, it says 0 PCT. I don't know what that means. So right now it's measuring the ambient light intensity. So if we shine this laser at it, it should go up. There we go. So we can actually use this to make our security system by coding it so that when it senses the ambient light level drop below 90, we can get it to trigger another function in the room. It works, that's awesome. So now we just need to build a bunch of little angleable mirrors so we can actually reflect the laser to make a long grid that goes back and forth. The best way I found of doing that are these little 1-inch sticky mirrors. Then we can connect the ball joint to something else, and this can now angle. And we can build a bunch of these to attach to the passageway in the room. And then we just need to build a simple stand for these to attach together so they can sit at the end.
All right, so we got our sensor and our laser here. One of the important factors in this is that we have a fog machine, because it's not gonna work without fog. So I'm gonna put this at the very end and the laser at the very beginning. And the goal is to get this to bounce back and forth to get to the sensor. That light keeps turning off. So I built up a bunch of these little mirror things. Some of them have magnets on the back, so we can stick them to these. So now we just gotta install the rest of these and make a complicated course that'll hit the sensor at the end. All we're basically doing is just shining this where I wanna put the next one. It's a little difficult. This is so dope. Dude, this is gonna be so difficult.
Tripped it.
As you can see, now we just need to make it so that it lines up with our ambient light sensor right there. That will trigger it. This thing's ready to go. So now it's time to build the next security measure. The next thing I want to build is a 911 dialer and a door lock that'll be attached together so that he won't be able to escape to the rest of the studio.
And I figure the best way to do that is to grab a flip phone with actual buttons, and then I just program the speed dial to call me, or the authorities, and there we go. So we just need to come up with a really simple robot that will receive a signal and then speed dial. Grab another EV3 here, and then we'll just use a single motor like this.
Then we just need like a simple little finger on this that will make it rotate and go.
Do this. Oh, no. This isn't very sophisticated though, so we'll just need to fix this. So I'm gonna build up a simple case for it using actual Lego. That way we can kind of mount it all together on the wall. Okay. You know what? I need a tiny motor. I know I've stolen from you before, but this time I really need it. There we go. I've determined this motor will be better because we can just attach it right here. We should attach two of these little Technic 1x3s. We're gonna snap that into our motor. No. No, 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 no. That's not what we want. We just gotta build this up. And then to actually be able to attach this to the wall, I'm gonna use these pieces, and that way we can put a tiny little Technic screw into the wall. This thing's looking super fly though. I think we just need to add some cool details, and then work on the code to make it actually link with the other stuff.
All right, so we got this guy here, and I installed in this a couple of these little Technic holes, so we can attach it up here on the wall. And then if we grab one of our tiny little Technic fitting screws that I've discovered, we should then be able to screw this into the wall. You can see it doesn't damage the piece, but it just goes right in and holds it on. And this is right above the laser tripwire system, so this will be linked to that via Bluetooth. And then next we gotta build the door lock that will attach to the door and lock whenever it's tripped so that he won't be able to walk right into the studio.
So I kind of measured out the door jamb and created like a beveled Technic mold that'll fit around it. So we just need to come up with some sort of latch that's motorized that actually can lock the door shut so that this piece can't move. It's too big. Do we have another? We'll fix that. All right, now I can put this together. Okay, so right now, what I have is essentially, goes back, it goes forward. I added 2 because I figured having 2 would make it stronger and less easy to break because they're not super strong this way. Now I gotta lock these in on the top so they don't flop around. So I'm adding a few of these pieces, I think. We'll go all the way through, push it hard, it goes all the way across. Probably something longer. I don't know, maybe if I do this. This is called engineering. You just figure out what works, and if it doesn't work, you're like, oh crap. And if it does work, you're like, heck yeah. And it's a pretty great experience overall. Check this out. Boom. Now this thing can't move up and down. We go back and forward. And you can see here, if we go back to our yellow model, which we molded around the door, this has the exact same form factor. All right, and here we have our door lock. We can plug that into here because it's gonna be running off the same EV3 as this. So this thing will attach to the wall here, and this one will attach to the door. And we'll screw this in using the same screws because it's built of Technic. As you can see, this thing will lock. Now this one, we just put right here, match it up, just like that. Cool. So it's not the best door lock, but kind of works. Now that we got this pathway done, the next thing you want to build is a tripwire. We'll attach that to a camera so that it takes the guy's picture. So I have here an EV3, shocker, hooked up to a button sensor. So essentially the plan is to have a little pin that pushes on this button, and I've done this before on this channel. So we just need to build a simple thing to hold a pin in place here. So now we have this thing, and when we pull it, as you can see, it releases the button. Now we just need to take our invisible fishing line and tie an end of this around, and then as soon as somebody trips it, and we'll just take the other end of this fishing line and tack it to the wall. When the tripwire is triggered, I want it to send a signal to this EV3, which will be attached to this GoPro, and it'll make it take a picture of whoever's standing where the tripwire is. So I came up with this thing, and essentially, you slide your GoPro in, and when the motor turns, it will snap a picture. We just gotta build a frame up around this, and then make it angleable so we can attach it to the wall. All right, now we can test it out, make sure it works. Say cheese. That was the worst photo ever. And now, we just basically have to build these together so we can mount it on the wall using the same screws. I built a bunch out of Lego bricks, and so you can see it's got like a lens on it, just to make it look more like a security camera. And then I built the hanger, which basically slides in there, and we screw this into the wall. This should hold it up pretty decently. All right, so we got our tripwire, and I wanna put this right around the corner from the turret, hide this over here, so that the pin will pull out, and the other end of it will just tack to the wall. Put this around here. He's gonna come around trying to get away from the turret. He's not gonna see this coming, and then he's just gonna walk right into it. And I just triggered that. See, you don't even know it's there. This is our camera. We put in our GoPro, so we'll put this up here, like this. We'll put it like this. And then we'll put on our camera, just like that. And now we'll grab our EV3, plug it into this, and this will receive a Bluetooth signal from the tripwire, so we can just hide this in the ceiling up here. So now it's finally time to test it with the burglar and see how this thing does to protect the safe. So it's basically a pass-fail. If he actually doesn't trigger anything, he'll be able to steal it, take it back through the room, if he can do that. If he can't, then I get to keep it, and I'm not giving it away. So with all the traps built, I added one final touch, and we were ready to go. Okay, so we got everything set up. It took like 15 minutes to get everything programmed. I'm telling him to enter through the window, so he should be entering the room right now. I cannot see the cameras. Did he make it past everything? I have no idea where he is. Oh, come on, where is he? So I couldn't get a live feed from my cameras. But you can see here he trips the laser system, but the door has already been locked, and the emergency dialer isn't dialing. Everything went down. The turret isn't working for some reason. I don't even know if he made it past the lasers. So burglary attempt number 1 revealed several issues with the system. There was one trap that actually worked. But unfortunately, the camera angle wasn't lined up, so we got a really nice picture of burglar number 1's feet. He did try his hand at safe cracking for a while, but I think he got a little frustrated. At this point, I tried to reboot the turret from outside the room, but nothing I did was working. So I gave him a hint. I didn't say you had to open the safe. Oh. And let him walk out with the safe. So while that was a good test run, I went ahead and hired 2 more burglars for the next day, so I would have enough time to hopefully fix everything. I decided to hire 2 more because some things didn't work and I wanted to get a chance to fix them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Unfortunately, I can't view any of the cameras in this room, so I won't be able to live view what's actually happening in the room. So after 15 minutes setting everything up in order, again, it was time for round 2. And I gotta say, I really thought these bear traps would be working better. You can see here, burglar number 2 presses up against the door, which moves the mirrors just enough to trip the system. And then the 911 dialer starts dialing my phone, and she just failed her first attempt. Well, she lost.
Nice try.
I gave burglar number 2 a couple more tries, but she just couldn't make it past those lasers.
Dang it!
It's the lasers that keeps getting them, because every time... See, like literally, again.
I don't like this game.
Which means it was finally up to burglar number 3 to get past the lasers and steal the minifigure. And I love how he just casually ignored my take off your shoes sign. I'm actually so happy to see somebody finally made it to the turret. He also tripped the tripwire, which took a nice picture of his back. I really should have angled that thing better. And finally, he'd reached the safe. He really did take a while trying to safe crack this thing.
Oh boy.
But it probably didn't help when he broke off the wheel connected to the mechanism. Still, he worked on cracking it for quite a good while, before finally realizing he could just pick up the safe and take it. Unfortunately, he was just a little too fast for the turret. And he was so close to getting out with it, but he got a little careless. Since he was so close, I decided to give him a few more tries to see if he could actually do it. And he kept getting tripped up on the lasers because the vibrations from his jumping would cause the mirror to move and the beam to break. On his final attempt, he made it over the lasers, past the turret, and grabbed the safe. And after a few final jumps, he was home free, and he'd made it through the LEGO security system. So while building a LEGO security system is a little unorthodox and not extremely practical, after some bug fixes and stuff, it worked pretty well. But they were able to steal the safe a couple times, so, as promised, I'm going to give away the expensive Batman minifigure that's in here. Today we're gonna see who can build the best LEGO shield. But the thing is, one of us is gonna get this pre-built LEGO Captain America set, and the other one is gonna have to build theirs completely from scratch. We got Christian here.
How's it going?
We're gonna spin the wheel to see who can get the best shield. Red or blue?
I'm gonna go with blue.
All right, it lands on red, I get it, so. Come on. No!
Hey.
All right, so that's your shields. You can take that.
All right, let's get started.
You take your nice shield over there. So since you have the pro budget, basically, you can use whatever you want in the studio. Anything in this room, you can use to make yours better. Me, I have to build mine completely from scratch. We're gonna build for the next 90 minutes, starting now. So I was really counting on getting the pro shield, but I have an idea. I think I'm gonna build a frame out of Technic and then cover it in plates, but Technic will make it really strong because we're gonna be doing some tests to see how well these shields do.
So we just got the Captain America shield. Now I gotta figure out how I'm going to strengthen it or add some accessories or whatnot. Wow, that's kind of brittle. This thing looks very complex, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do exactly.
Now this is a shield skeleton. I think this is gonna be a pretty good idea. We just have to build it out and bulk it up. Also want to shout out 2 YouTube channels. This video is inspired by a few videos, one by JStew and the other one by Team Edge. Shout out to them for giving me this idea, and check out their videos down below because they're pretty dope. I'm adding a bunch of these little, I don't know what they are, like Technic square pieces in here. And these are really great because they have a ton of holes in them, so we can actually put a bunch of pieces that will connect plates. And it's also not very sturdy yet, so we'll have to fix that. We'll have to re-certify it.
Alright, so I've disassembled the shield to its very core, which is our strongest point, because all of this is kind of flimsy and flexes, so my plan is to build up our core, reattach it to the center here, and then have some Technic panels reaching outward, with some of our stripes as kind of detail bits that can fall off if they need to. We are 26 minutes in. Hopefully this will work out. I'm not too confident. It's going to be difficult to blend the Technic with the Lego, so I'm going to do my best.
Aha! Look at it. Dude, this is gonna protect me too. I think I'm gonna put in a little eye slot right here with some clear pieces so I can actually see, so I can know where to dodge. This is gonna look like a riot shield. See, now there's a hole in it so I can see. Now, we can take these and put them all the way across these pieces to really lock it together lengthwise.
Alright, so I did some work, and I think I might have something that might work. I've been working on trying to brace up the frame and make these little panels come out so I can add some stuff on top of it. So far, it's looking pretty promising. I just need to keep going and spill stuff. He's already like, what is this?
I mean,
He's got like a riot shield over there.
You did start with a full shield, like.
Well, I mean,
I had to build this from nothing, dude. Check it out. Dude, okay, so it's turning out pretty good. I gotta build a strap on the back, and then I gotta put on my plates, because we don't have a whole lot of time left. So that means I'm gonna need a ton of these pieces, and then just basically fill this entire thing with them. All these holes, maybe not all of them, but then this. It's looking like a shield already. I mean, from scratch, this is pretty good. And this is only taking me 50 minutes. So yeah, that's my plan.
it keeps breaking.
That's actually kind of impressive that you got it strong.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to build up our center because that's the strongest bit that we have. It's an uneven stud, so any technique that I'm doing is putting stress on the pieces, which is putting stress on the frame. If anything touches these, they're just gonna break, which is making this super difficult to try and figure out. I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna build something on top of the frame because I know the frame's gonna crumble. As long as my Technic frame still stays there and protects me, I should be good, in theory.
You should put these back on. Looked so cool. Maybe it would still, I'm just thinking, why am I giving you ideas? I don't know.
I don't know. Keep giving me ideas. Go and get the clock.
I want it to look cool more than I want to win. So the next thing I gotta do for mine is just attach a bunch of plates. But I don't have all gray because I ran out of gray ones. It's gonna be a very colorful shield. So this here is where I'm gonna have the window, right? But my thought, how do you connect the window? Well, I had a piece, oh here. I had a piece for that, and I buried it under the shield. To connect these at an angle, I was thinking I just use these little bracket pieces, since now we have plates connected. Put the bracket on, and then finagle this into here, and we should be able to fit maybe 3 across there. Now, we should be able to just snap that in like that. Yes. I'm confident with that.
Star. Who builds stars like this? You can't connect it. I've got center frame all built up. Now I just need to do this side panels and make this sturdy, and then try and jury rig at these so we get the Captain America flair to it. This will be interesting. He's already got like, well, I mean, you could call it a shield.
I mean, that's what it is.
I mean, it's got holes in it.
Well, touche.
Touche, yeah. Yeah, I've got less hole, right? I've got some paneling parts so I can put some of these plates on here and stick them on there so I get a little bit more protection. And then I can put this guy in our center here. That's we're broken. Why did you keep breaking? These triangle sections in the middle, it's gonna be a bit difficult to try and figure out what the heck I'm gonna do there. Very short on time.
Hey, look at mine. Oh my gosh, it's kind of heavy. Dude, I can hide behind this. You got a little handle up here? That'll fall off for sure. Now, I've got some plates on. My plan is to make it look not like garbage. I have a bunch of tiles I could add to it. I think I'll just build it out of bricks. So how's yours coming?
It's going okay. Trying to add in some plating. Trying to keep that red, white, and blue stripe. Kind of took all that away.
It looks crazy.
Blue is there, so I need to figure out how to incorporate blue.
It's kind of surprising that you managed to recreate a kind of round shape. Nice.
There's always going to be something that's going to fall apart on one of these panels. If I do this right, it should stay.
Maybe it'll hold together.
Yep, that's why I've got several points on the frame connecting it here. And then I'm going to connect it also here.
You got this. I believe in you. Neither of us are done yet, and we're like 5 minutes before 90 minutes will be up. So, Christian, what do you think? We add like another hour? Or?
Sure, let's do it. I will have a smile on my face.
I'm excited to add another hour. All right, we're just going to finish these up, and then we can test them out. But they're both looking pretty good. All right, Christian, so show off your shield.
So this is the prototype Captain America shield. Didn't have enough time to add in all the other plates around, so it's kind of half not there. So when the water sprays me, I will be trying to favor this side of the shield because I don't have much protection here. This thing is not very sturdy and will most likely fall apart in 2 seconds.
It's like a pancake.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we just launched new merch. So we have this cool Bricking Grounds shirt and Christian's Recertify shirt he's rocking right now. Recertify.
I was recertifying the shield and didn't realize that's what the shirt said.
We also have a really cool thinking cap hat and another Brick Science shirt. You can check those out using the link in the description. Get some merch, it's pretty sick. And this is my shield. This was the noob shield. I had to build this up from scratch. It took about 3 hours. We went a little over in our time, but this I call the Pikachu. It looks like Pikachu. It has a special function, I'll show you later. But also, it's kind of like a riot shield, so I can see through it. And, you know, things fall off, but that's part of the game. You see on the back, it has like a strap here, and then this is this part which you hold on to. Not super comfortable, but I think it's gonna do well and keep me pretty safe. So we're gonna do 3 challenges, and the first one is going to be the projectile incoming challenge. So basically we're gonna shoot at these shields and see which one stands up the best, and hopefully I will win. I'm just kidding.
5 shots to break the shield.
Well, 5 shots to see what it does. I'm not saying you should break it, but
Oh, okay.
5 shots. Here we go. Keep in mind, that thing flies. Oh gosh, no, it flies, I'm telling you. Oh, well, go.
Hit the wall.
Your aim sucks.
I didn't say I was good at it.
Oh gosh, the handle broke. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Where did that hit?
The middle.
Oh, so it did pretty good. I'm like hiding back here. This is scary.
This is the last one.
Okay, so,
This is kind of fun.
I mean, only a few pieces came off, really. A couple glass pieces, but I think it turned out pretty good.
Alright,
All right, here's 1 out of 5.
alright.
You have better aim than me.
Your aim sucks.
Oh man, to be fair, it's a very small shield, okay?
Alright. We hit something.
That blocked it pretty good.
Did something fall off?
Not on that time. One more. I'm gonna pull back hard. Dang! Dude, it just hit and it just bounced right off. All right, off to the next challenge, which is the coverage challenge. All right, so I got the hose, and I'm gonna spray Christian for 5 seconds. All right, Christian, here we go. 5 seconds. I'd hide behind it if I were you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it work? What?
Okay.
I barely got you.
Kind of like went through the cracks, so it kind of was like a mist.
Shut up. That was perfect, dude. 10 seconds even.
Yeah, and nothing broke. Awesome.
Just kidding. It worked.
Yep.
So, on to mine.
Alright, ready?
Not particularly.
Is that 5 seconds?
You got like another second. I mean... Okay. Hey, that's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Mine had a big hole in it. Over here and over here. I was getting sprayed a lot in the head, too. You can see, wearing a gray shirt. I should have had you wear a gray shirt. But we got one more challenge to see who did the best shield. And for the last challenge, we're going to do the damage test to see who can do the most damage to this watermelon in 30 seconds. What do you think?
I think yours might actually do some decent damage because you got such a strong frame going, but mine got a lot of fancy parts on it, so it's just gonna crumble and go everywhere.
I guess we'll see. All right, Christian, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
You can still use it.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
I don't think I got anything.
You kind of got some damage there. You're giving up.
Yeah, I'm giving up.
Well, that was about 30 seconds anyway, so good job, dude.
Thanks.
I mean, to be completely honest, I don't expect mine to do much better, but you did get some good damage on the watermelon. Like, if you look close here, you can see
You just like wipe off.
it's wet. Well, I mean, that might have been for me shield, though. We just did the coverage challenge, so. Me next. So I actually planned ahead. No offense. I actually planned ahead for this bit, and I am gonna add these 2 little spikes to the bottom. And once I do that, it will become a spiky weapon. Connect those there. It's genius. And now, breaks mine. I'm gonna use a little different. Man, you full sent it, dude. You like went for it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Mine has 2 holes in it.
You stabbed it.
Mine looks like a jack-o'-lantern at the end of the year.
Yeah, he's got 2 eyes, a little bit of a smiley face from mine.
Oh, my new shirt! Oh, that was dumb. All right, well, this is what's left of our Lego shields. I'm gonna leave it up to the judges to see who won, TD Bricks and Sacred Bricks. Let's see what they have to say.
So after
looking at the build, I think I've decided the one that I like the most is that Riley built, because you can look through it, and also it actually broke through the watermelon. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Alright, bye.
Looks like Riley won this one.
This is a Lego robot that can cheat at Minecraft. And this is me and my friend Christian going head to head in a series of challenges to see who can be the most efficient at the game, man or Lego machine. But before I show you all that, we need to actually build a Lego robot that can do these things. So step one, we need to automate these controls right here. The goal is to add a bunch of Lego motors to my keyboard and mouse and make it so most of the Minecraft controls can be programmed to work. And since each challenge is going to be getting more and more difficult, we're gonna be adding and implementing different controls. If we grab our EV3 here, we'll grab our motor, maybe attach a few of these like that. Let's build a rotational linear actuator. We're basically trying to convert the rotational motion into a linear motion that we can use for our pressing motion. We have a little tapping motion like that. Now this just needs to hit the mouse right here on the front. Depending on where it's mounted, it works pretty well. However, we do want to give this the capability to go faster than that. So we're gonna add a gear ratio. And check this out. That goes a bit faster now. We can actually make this spin a lot slower, but now it has the capability to spin faster. Now we just gotta build a frame to mount this above here. All right, we're gonna just put that on the other side. Perfect. Now we just have to simply program our EV3 to do that automatically. And then we can do the first challenge. Before we do the first challenge, let me give you a quick run through of what the code for this is gonna look like. Since we're gonna be adding more servos as we go to control different buttons, it's gonna be pretty simple. Say I need to place a block. All I need to do is know what server is plugged into the place block button, which is plugged into A. So I'm gonna go into my program here. We're gonna have A run clockwise for 1 rotation. Now, if you want to walk, or if you want to jump or shift or anything like that, you just add that in here with weight blocks in between, so you have a sequence of different moves. I'm gonna have to code these challenges before I actually am able to do them. That's basically how the code for this entire project is gonna work. It's like way simpler than you would think. Now we can start the first challenge. All right, guys, so we are here in Minecraft. We're gonna be doing a bunch of challenges versus my friend Christian. He has actually designed a huge lab, and he's gonna take me to it.
In order to get to the lab, we have to go through the safe house, which is a swamp house in the middle of the woods.
Whoa, dude, this is actually super sick.
So over here is the closet.
Yay! Whoa, dude, you did a really incredible job.
Thanks.
Perfect timing.
Welcome to Brick Science Laboratories.
Wow, huge room.
Our first test is basically a fishing test, where we're going to test out the robot versus my abilities to fish.
All right, what do you say, like 3 minutes?
Yes.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. So basically, I'm auto-clicking the right-click button, which is constantly reeling in fish if they come up, and also putting my reel back out there. Check out Taffy's tutorial linked in the description. He actually built these fishing farms. I'm actually controlling the Minecraft guy with this mouse, but this one is doing all the clicking. 3, 2, 1. Let's see who got the most.
Alright, I got 8.
I got 6. GG.
GG.
So the first challenge goes to humans, but I'm gonna go back and build another appendage that'll hopefully be a lot better. Okay, so the next buttons we're gonna add to make this even more human-like, we're just gonna add another one of these, and that will actually click the left click. So let's build another. All right, so we basically built another one like this. So if this one went here, like that, theoretically, we could do that. Then all we should have to do is just something like this. Looks like it works to me. So we got right click and left click, which is absolutely perfect because now we can click the left click button and the right click button. So now we have that.
The next challenge is a farming challenge. And for this challenge, we have 3 minutes to gather as much wheat as possible.
So guys, I now have 2 appendages on this thing. So as we're placing the wheat, we can break it. And I've already had to go through all these and code it. So I've already seen all these. So I'm gonna go to wheat farm. You wanna do for 3 minutes?
Sure.
I'm gonna start this program. In 3, 2, 1, go. So guys, as you can see, the left click button that actually breaks the seed is only going every like 0.5 seconds, and then this one is just constantly placing. And you can program that basically however you want to automate different things in Minecraft. This is just for this farm. How we doing, Christian?
We are doing good. At 16 wheat already.
Wow. 2, 1.
Wow, quite a bit.
All right. Wow, we did a lot. I'm curious.
Ooh,
Yes.
close.
It's
Hey,
not close.
GG.
You're like 40 away.
Alright, fine then.
GG. All right, guys, so the robot won that challenge. I'm gonna actually build some more appendages so we can do more stuff in the game. So we need to automate the A and D keys, which are side by side. I have a super easy way to do this that I just thought of. We're literally gonna just take this piece, and we're gonna put this white piece right there. Now watch this. Pretty simple. Now we just gotta mount this above the keyboard and plug it into our EV3. No, I don't. Guys, tell me that isn't perfect. Let's actually just do the next challenge before I break something for real.
The next challenge is in the forge.
Yo, this is sick.
So these are basically stone generators. When you look up, you can see there's stone here, and we can basically just break these really quickly.
We're gonna see how many blocks this machine can mine. So 3 minutes, let's see. We got the little liner upper. Hands off the controls in 3, 2, go. It's going from side to side. It's not making it to that one on the end, so it probably should go a little farther, but you know, it's getting all the inner side ones. I added these little Lego gun pieces to actually push down on the controls all the way. And then over here, you can see this is actually holding down the clicking button.
Nice.
How you doing? You getting tired?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not.
I had to itch my nose a couple times.
Oh. 5, 4,
Oh
3,
no!
2. I just want to point out that my robot didn't get kicked.
It was too powerful.
419.
I got 356.
So I did about 60 more blocks than you. So challenge number 3 goes to the Lego robot. I totally thought you'd be doing better. Wow, that sounded bad. I totally thought you'd be mining more because you had the ability to run.
I mean, your setup can do it for an infinite amount of time, and I cannot, because I am mere mortal.
I'll have to add the next appendage to the robot. So the next key we need to automate is the space bar. I don't actually know how to do that, but I was thinking it'd be really cool if we build a mechanism and we actually have Steve on top of it that actually jumps up and down. This is really a lot easier than it seems. You just take a motor, you figure out what you want to push, in this case the space bar, and you attach some sort of lift arm. Now we literally just attach these to here, and we line it up with the keyboard. To mount Steve to this, we can use a piece such as this, and just stick him on like that. Now Steve jumps. Not really, but you know, it's whatever. Now we gotta mount this to this thing. Let's put a little frame around the bottom of this to make it easier to actually attach more stuff. Perfect. So the next step is to build another one of these buttons for forward and backwards, but since that's kind of crowded, we're just gonna put another one of these right here. This frame is really awesome because you can just connect whatever you want to it. We're gonna go into Minecraft settings and change these keys here to actually be these forward and backwards buttons. Then we can control this motor, which will just send us forward and backwards. All right, so we are off to the next challenge, maze.
No, don't go through the laser field. You gotta turn it off.
I got really excited there, I'm sorry. Oh.
So this is the maze. So our objective is to make it through the maze, obtain one log from the tree, and then make it out of the maze in the quickest amount of time.
Cool, so challenge 4, getting wood. Christian's gonna go first and actually run through it, and then we're gonna compare both of our times.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. And he's gonna mine the wood. And he's gonna run back. Okay, you lagged a bit there, but you got 8.3. That's gonna be a very hard time to beat with the robot. So it's going to run through, the mouse is going to break it, and then it's gonna go backwards in 3, 2, 1, go. Walking forward, going sideways. It's working, it's working. I'm breaking the tree, nice, and that'll release, and now I'm walking backwards through the maze. Come on. Boom.
14.27 seconds.
14.2? That's terrible. Okay, so this robot's a little bit slower than the actual human version of Christian. GG, Christian.
Through here, we have a couple challenges set up. First, this button, it'll give you a bow, and this will be for the archery challenge. And this is for the zombie wave challenge.
I'll let you go first and demonstrate, and I'll time you, and then you can time me, and we'll see who comes out with the fastest time.
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. That was 4.26 seconds. Now my robot can't actually turn the mouse to actually move, and it also can't aim because there's no camera system. So what the machine's actually going to do, for the middle one, I'm going to actually jump and then shoot it in midair, which would be super cool. Go. Drawing back, jump, release. Got the first one, drawing back, release. And the third one, boom.
8.39 seconds.
Hey, that's like double yours. GG, man.
GG.
Next one is zombie survival. When you die, the timer ends. So here we go. Go. He's off. He's killing the first ones. I really hope he gets overpowered.
Bye, no!
Ah, 54.6 seconds, dude. I'm gonna set my thing to auto-click over here, so it's gonna go super fast.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Auto-clicker's running. And now I can sit back and hopefully survive longer. Please work. There's zombies behind me and in front of me now. Come on, robot, you can do this. Come on. Dead. How long did I survive?
41.38 seconds.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Dude, I didn't do that much worse. Like, for the robot doing all of it, like, I feel like you should have survived a little longer, but...
GG, man. You still beat the robot.
GG.
We actually have one more challenge, but we gotta add another appendage first. I'm also gonna program it to be able to hit the shift key. For the shift key, I'm gonna simply mount a motor right here, and on top of that, we're gonna use something like, we'll go, We're gonna add this little thing on here. That will go right there. And on there like that. Okay, let's get another EV3 and plug all of these in. So with that, we are on to our final challenge against Christian. Let's do it. The final challenge.
The final challenge was designed by Brick Science himself.
So we have parkour here. Guys, by the way, Christian built like 99% of this, so huge shout out to him. Check out his channel, link in the description, because he has a YouTube channel with a bunch of really cool Minecraft content. He's got some pretty epic videos in the works. So link in the description if you want to check him out. It'll say Christian's channel. I'm just gonna say, this was the hardest thing to program for the robot because I had to go through a bunch of variations. I think I might be able to get it just a little bit faster time than Christian. I have my shift key programmed. I have all the keys basically needed to play Minecraft, except for moving the mouse around. I think you should go first.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go. And he's jumping, and he's on the pillars, and 7.8 seconds. I have to beat that with my Lego robot, so here's hoping. Oh, he just straight up exploded.
Yeah, sorry, I went off with a little bit of a bang. Go.
All right, going, shifting, nice, jump. Oh, I hit the water at the last second. Here we go. Christian, are you ready?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we're going, shifting, jumping, nice. Boom.
Hey.
What'd I get?
7.8 seconds.
Dude, you got 7.82 seconds.
What?
That was within probably 0.2 of a second, so we're gonna actually go through the footage and see who had the best time. But that was like extremely close. You won, man. GG. Pleasure playing.
GG.
In the end, we won 2 out of 7 challenges. Is this technically cheating? Maybe. Like, I put in the skill to program this and build it. Technically, yeah, it's cheating. I'm a Lego inventor, and for the next 8 hours on this clock, I'm gonna be building whatever YouTubers tell me to out of Lego. Starting now.
Hey, it's us, J Stu, and we challenge you to build a Lego spatula.
And we need you to cook a full breakfast with this spatula. We're talking eggs, pancakes, do everything with this Lego spatula. Good luck.
It's gonna be impossible. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a spatula with slopes on the end. We do that, add some slopes. All right, there's the first part of our spatula. That should be good. Now let's build a handle. Add a few of these. I think I started with like the easiest challenge. These might get kind of crazy as we go on. Now let's lock it together. Whoosh. Perfect, here we have our spatula. This should be able to, you know, grill some burgies. I'm a cook, so I kind of know what I'm doing here. Now we can build a whisk for the eggs. It's gonna take a motor, battery box, put this on here. And then I think this should be a decent whisk. All right, we got this and this. Oh, whoops. Now we're gonna make some pancakes and eggs. First, you wanna bring this to a simmer, and then you wanna get a bit of butter. Boink. While that's heating up, we can mix our eggs that already cracked. And then we can make our pancake mix. So we're gonna add some milk and oil. Stir that with our whisk. This whisk is honestly working pretty good. Don't do this, by the way. This looks like pizza dough for some odd reason. And now we probably should have waited for that to get hotter. All right, flipping time. Oopsies. Now before the butter burns, let's cook our eggs. Oh yeah. A little salt and pepper in there. There's a slight chance this is melting. Now, plate. Wait, they didn't actually say we had to eat this, right? We used plastic and that could have melted into this. So, don't do this. Okay, that was officially the worst. On to the next challenge.
Hey, what's up, Riley? It is Goals here, and I actually challenge you to build a fully working vending machine all out of Legos. It better dispense the best candy, and if it doesn't work,
I will cry.
good luck, bro.
All right, here's the plan. We take a base plate and we put a bunch of bricks on it to build a box. And then we get something to dispense. We got chocolate. Obviously, chocolate's good. Let's build up a couple walls. All right, so we built up some walls for the vending machine. We put an EV3 right here. We'll hook all the electronics into that. The next step in a vending machine is thinking through how it's gonna work. So we'll obviously have the chocolate bars in here, and then as soon as you put a coin in, we're gonna do 4 quarters. This will go we need to make it so that they can't just put any coin in there. So we need to build a coin rejection system. Take 2 of these, 2 bricks and 1 plate in between, and then check this out. When you insert a coin, it will slide over the gap, but any other coin you put in, like pennies, nickels, and dimes, fall through, so that's perfect. So let's install this. And then the rest of the coins we just need to reroute down to the bottom here. Just build up a little ramp. Perfect. So for the coins that do make it past this, I think I'm gonna take a page out of Astonishing Studios' book and use a light sensor that senses whenever the light changes, and we'll just put it right here so that whenever a quarter makes it that far, it'll be like, oh, a quarter's here. Connect that. Now we need to build the thing that actually releases the chocolates. Perfect, now that can just go here. Now if we get a small motor, run an axle through there. We plug this in. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Welcome back, everyone. It's coding time. New project. To distance, 3/4, color sensor is greater than 4. We want the motor to rotate, maybe like. All right, so I'm pretty sure I finally finished this. Let's see if it works. You can see it'll reject a penny. Here's a nickel. Sometimes nickels get stuck. But if you put in 4 quarters, this thing actually works. Put in 4, right? 5 quarters. It costs 5 quarters. Actually, the thing just moved. But now it's moving the candy, as you can see. So it pushes 1 candy out, and then it resets for the next one. So now you can buy another candy bar. 1. Now we can have more than 1. Whoa, whoa. Uh-oh. I may have broken it that time. This thing works, guys. It just needs some adjustments. All right, this thing just needs some fine tuning, and this is a perfectly good candy machine. Goals, I hope you like it. I'm gonna eat more chocolate now. All right, the next challenge comes from Eric. I actually messaged him a couple months ago, and he says a subscribe button, and to make it big. Specifically, he wants a big subscribe button. Let's do like a subscribe button where you put your phone in the back, and it automatically taps the subscribe button. How hard can that be? First, we need a triangle. Does that work? That's pretty big. Okay, so the back of this, we're gonna put on a very simple piece like that. Throw an axle on the back like this, which now makes it so that we can press the subscribe button. So now we just need to build the actual subscribe logo out of red. Okay, here we go. This thing can now go in here, but since we don't want it to spin, because that would be annoying, we just add this right here, and it lines up perfectly. Now we have a subscribe button. As you can see, it goes out that way. You push it and it subscribes.
We have to figure out that part.
I think that should be pretty simple. On the back of this, we just need to put a piece of aluminum foil, and then we can just set our phone in a little stand right here. All right, now to make this thing actually tap, we're gonna use a piece like, this is a little rubber piece, and basically, we're just gonna put a piece of aluminum foil on one side, and that should just tap the screen. I think this is just a really dumb, complicated way to press the subscribe button. I think it's easier than that. Perfect. So we got our wire, and now if we attach this to this, now we can run this through the wall since there's a hole in it, and then we cover this with foil. Okay, that's great. Slide the wire under. Check this out, guys. It's gonna work so well. It's not working so well. One more thing. All right, Eric. You wanted a subscribe button? Here's a subscribe button. Let's see if it works. It worked! Okay, it actually did work. Let's go. I'm so subscribed right now. We made a subscribe button that subscribes you to whatever channel's on your phone. That's pretty cool. Is that pretty cool, or is that just me? Like, it actually subscribes you. You just push this button. All right, the next challenge is from Zealous.
Riley, I know you've already made an Iron Man helmet out of Lego, and that looks sick. I'm curious if you can add another piece to the collection by making an Iron Man glove. And can you make it light up in the middle as well?
I think I can do that. Okay, so the first step is to steal the light from this. Whoa. Yeah, this is broken. As you can tell by the smoke. Luckily we have this one, which should not be broken. This should work pretty well. Put this in here. Now we just gotta build a glove out of Lego that will hold this. Grab some mixel joints, and we basically just need to wrap something like this around our hand. Look at that, we're halfway there. Now, we just gotta install this into this. Put this here, stack that on there. We should be able to lock this together with some... Add some of these, maybe. We've created an arc reactor. This is literally awesome. And then we just put this in here and add some pieces to the back. If we connect some plates to these, we should be able to make some fingers, and then we can just make everything red and attach the battery pack. Since this thing is extremely uncomfortable, I'm gonna use some of these smooth, flat pieces. That way it doesn't rip into my hand every single time I put it on and hurt. These go onto our fingers, and we can attach these to our fingers using our mechanical hand things. Yeah, there we go. Now we have that. Now we just gotta build up this exoskeleton to cover my hand. Final step. Now we can put it on. Get your hand in like this. Here we go. And the final step is to take this red wire, bring it around down here, and then you have an Iron Man glove that lights up. This thing is super awesome. Also, it's extremely bright. As you can see, not a lot of functionality, not a lot of movement, but you can still like move your fingers. You got the battery box on the back right here, and also some nice detailing. Zealous, let me know how you think this turned out, man. This is probably the coolest piece of Iron Man tech I've made. It is the next day, and we got a bonus challenge from Matthew Bean.
So you wanted me to give you a challenge, and right now I'm chewing blue bubble gum. So I don't know why, but build a blue raspberry? Wait, that's not how that works. A blueberry. Build a blueberry out of Legos. Good luck.
Wow, this actually might be really hard. Oh gosh, This is gonna be a tough one, you guys. Just don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. I think we did it. I just bought a bunch of Lego Technic Construction sets, and today I wanna see if I can do real construction with them by building a Lego house in this tiny construction site. But first, we gotta build some vehicles, so let's go do that. Let's start with these. The first set we're gonna build is the motorized excavator. This thing has 1,100 pieces and is one of the smaller sets, surprisingly, we're gonna be building today. So let's start with bag number 1. It literally says don't use with real sand. It also says not to use outside. We're literally breaking every rule in the book here. And there we have it. The motorized excavator is complete, and we can use it. And we also have the articulated hauler. This thing is pretty huge, and I think this will help us a lot. This thing goes right here. This connects right there. Man, this thing's gonna go pretty fast, bro. Bam! This is remote control, as you can see. I think this one should give us a little bit more power. Let's test it out. The goal for this video is to build a Lego house with a pool in a scaled construction site using Lego Technic Construction vehicles, because I've always wondered if they can do the stuff that the real vehicles can. But before we can actually build a Lego house, we need to excavate and flatten out the area. So, this is what it looks like. We have 2 piles of dirt on top. Now, we can actually start using the Technic vehicles we've built. So you can see here, I turn this on. I gotta get used to the controls of each one of these specifically. Having a little bit of a hard time making up this hill here, but once we do, we can lower this and try and push some of this dirt, I guess. Let's see. Well, this one's kind of a no-go. Let's try the other one. Nice, and then bring this around. Hey, look at that. Wow. So far, this one is pretty terrible. None of these are really rated for use with real dirt. It also says you shouldn't do that, but I'm doing that to test if you actually can. And dump the dirt over there. All right, so I've been playing with these two for just a little while. This one does not go very fast. This one is just completely terrible with the gear shifter. We've been able to move approximately, like this is all we've been able to move from that pile right there. I think we need a little bit more power. Luckily, I planned for this, so let's go build some better ones. These 4 sets should give us a lot more power and hopefully let us move a lot more dirt. These are all motorized and they should be pretty powerful. Let's start with the bucket wheel excavator, 3,929 pieces. Look at how big this box is. Awesome. I feel like a real constructionist. All right, guys, we just finished the Lego bucket excavator. Man, that took me like a while. We also have the little truck here that this dumps into, so that's cool. Let's build a few more. This is the articulated hauler, the Cat D11 bulldozer. This is gonna take a while to build. Time for treads. We should be able to haul some serious dirt with these. I'm gonna start with the Cat D11. Should be pretty strong. This one's pretty cool. You can go forward and backwards. You can also turn when one tread only goes and the other one stays the same. And then for the front scoop, it has two different functions. This one raises it up and lowers it down using those little actuators right there. And then this one actually tips it, and that will tip it up and down. So altogether for functionality on this thing, it's working pretty well. Let's see if we can flatten out the landscape a little bit. Trying to make a nice flat place for the house. These treads keep snapping, you guys. Hey, it's flattening out the area though. I'll give it that. This is working out, guys. This one's working pretty well. You can see we flattened the first hill, which is good. We still have that hill over there. So let's use the bucket excavator and see how well that one can do. So you can see here there's a gearbox on top. You have a battery box, which you turn on, and then you can get it to do things by simply turning on the gearbox. That'll come up here eventually. Wow, this thing is not working at all. What the heck? This thing isn't running. I don't understand. Okay, so quick update. The bucket wheel excavator is not going to work for this. These two things are gears that are specifically designed so that they can spin around the axle if too much torque is going through. And that's preventing this thing from actually working. So that's kind of a fail on that one. But luckily we still have some other things that should work to move this dirt pile right here. All right, let's see what this can do. Dude, this thing is a beast. Look at this. Oh man, this is gonna work so well, I can see it. Forward. And that, oh my gosh, this one is working so much better than the other ones. Dude, we might even be able to get a full scoop of dirt. Move it around to here. Check it out. It opens the bucket, and it dumps the dirt. Oh, let's go. All right, I'm gonna try and move this pile now. I think we can do it with this. So it's pretty fun to control. It's a little difficult from the outside. It's hard to get used to the controls, to be honest. I've never used this model before. Oh, the tread came off. Once we move that pile and flatten it out a little bit more, we can move on to our next step. Okay, so we have sort of, as you can see, made the pile flat-ish. This is actually going to be our pool. So it is a official Lego element. To open it up, we're gonna bury this so the pool will be that big. And then we're gonna put the house right there. So this will go right here. This will go right on top of concrete. We're gonna actually pour real concrete. I'm not sure how deep we need the foundation to be, but we do have this one, and this one works okay. So I'm gonna try and get as far as I can with this. If we can't, we'll just dig it by hand. On the bright side, now is a fantastic chance to use our new, whatever this is. Put it into drive, and then, yeah, it's too heavy. So, not made for real dirt, which makes sense, but we're gonna use it anyway. So we got our area for our pool right here. Foundation for the house is gonna go here. The next step is to pour a foundation using concrete. This sounds like a bad idea, but I'm gonna go with it. None of this is intended for real construction purposes.
So we're gonna just kind of hope for the best.
Here is our Lego concrete truck. Let's go mix up some concrete. So, the plan, we're gonna mix cement in this bucket and then we're gonna funnel it into this thing. We also have our motor for the cement truck. There we go. We'll see how well that works. We can now pour it. All right, we got concrete in. Let's see if this works. Moment of truth. Come on now. It's not powerful enough. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Oh no. Ah man. We're just gonna pour the rest of this manually. Don't put real concrete into a Lego concrete truck.
it does not work as you thought. But we got the concrete poured. Once this cures, we can come back and put a base plate on top and then install a Lego house on top of that. But first, we have to actually build a Lego house.
Basically, since we poured the foundation, we're gonna put this Lego base plate on top of it, which is 48 studs by 48 studs wide. And on top of this, we're gonna put the pieces of the house in place. They're gonna be built separately. We're gonna have 4 walls and a roof. I wanna use this moment to remind you, I know nothing about construction or houses. Let's build up the first wall here. On the top of this, we added some 2x4s, and those will help it snap into the other walls when we lower it down with the crane and lock everything together. So there's the front wall. Now we gotta build 3 more. All right, so we have 4 pieces of a house which connect and go together. We also have 2 roof pieces, so the next thing we need to do is design a roof. Basically, it'll just sit on both sides of this really simply. It's just gonna be made of plates. Now, when we lock it together, we just add plates everywhere. Look at that! Man, I'm so proud. All right, now we just gotta make another one of these. All right, so we've dry fit together our house. I'm not gonna show you this because I want it to be a surprise. Now we can take this part, take it to the construction site, but first we need to build some Lego Technic sets to actually put this into place. These are the Lego Technic sets we're gonna actually use to put the house in place and move it. I'm gonna send a truck and a crane off to my friend Christian, who is graciously going to build it for me. Let's start with the cranes. This thing's huge. This is the motor, and it goes right into those 2 holes, which are there and there. So, theoretically, that's pretty easy. And now we have a functioning motor. And you can see when that turns, the wheels turn. So now we have a motor. This thing is actually way bigger than I thought it would be. So let's see what is next. All right, guys, it is time to finally finish this house. This is the rough terrain crane. It is absolutely awesome. The first step to building a house is getting the pieces onto the crane. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this big crane here and we're gonna rotate it over. The controls for this thing are honestly my favorite out of all the builds we've done, just because it's so easy and it actually works. We turn this on. We can also rotate the entire base, and this is super cool. There's a knob right here. It lets us rotate it that way, so we'll rotate it, swing it over, and then we can extend the arm up. Switch that to lower. This arm will now lower, and we can actually get it pretty close. Stop. Connect this and that. We gotta put down these things, which basically hold it in place. Right here, there's a switch. Look at that thing lifting up. Let's go. Now we just gotta move the first wall into place right there. Here we go. I'm gonna really draw the arm a little bit so it has a little bit more torque. Let's pull up the string here. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, there we go. Yes, okay, now we can extend the arm. Rotate this, bring the whole crane around. Let's go. We want to bring this down. Check it out, that is so cool. Let's go, guys. We got the first part of the house in place. Let's move these other 3 walls and snap them into place. Bring her up. Oh, wrong one. Oh yeah. These down. It's gonna be perfect or what? Let's go. Snap it into place. All right. We got the last wall of the house before we move to the roof here. Nice. All right, we got the final wall in place. Now we gotta bring in the roof, and we're gonna use a different crane for that, test that one out. Here we have the Mack Anthem semi-truck. You can see there, it is carrying the 2 roof pieces over to our construction site. We also have the Technic Crane Mark II. It's almost as big as the red one. Now if we just bring the truck up the hill, unlatch it, and now we have our roof pieces. Now let's actually move them onto the house and finish it. That is so cool, look at that. That is so cool. This thing here is slipping. This one's definitely not as strong as the other one is. Put this in place. Now, all we gotta do is put the roof on. Now for the other one. Bring it up. it up. These controls are amazing, by the way. And bring it up. Oh gosh, moth in my pants. That scared me. Final piece of the puzzle. All right, guys, the last and final thing we have to do is install the pool. Oh yeah, come on now. Come on now. Hey, it's off the ground, you guys. Check that out. Now we just gotta rotate it into place. And we have our pool installed. Now all we gotta do is do some cool groundwork, clean up, do some landscaping, and this thing will be like 100% complete. Let's get the digger and see what we can do real quick. Okay, so that's a bust. We're just gonna shovel the rest of the dirt in here. We don't have all night. All right, guys, this is the final reveal. Here we go. I'm so excited. Check this thing out. That is so cool. We got a diving board and 2 lounge chairs right there. 2 just beautiful trees in the front. Look at those things. Little palm tree by the pool. And we built this using a lot of Lego construction sets. So I think the answer is, yes, you can do real construction using Lego construction sets, but you probably shouldn't because it's a lot of work. So those are my Lego challenges I've done so far. I got a lot more on the way. But as promised, you've made it this far in the video, which means you're getting a sneak peek. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Still in construction, but this is what it's looking like right now. We got a few more weeks left of building. It's pretty close. Can't wait to show you guys the final result. Thank you guys for watching. Check out one of these 2 videos popping up on the screen. New studios coming soon and new videos. I'll talk to you in the next one. See ya.